Today I have a question for you, and it's quite possibly the most important question that we have to answer. Do you know what you want? "16 years into this personal finance journey thing, and I'm still asking myself that question. It's kind of funny because I figured out personal finance before I figured out what I wanted. So it worked out pretty well, but I think I could have saved a lot of time if I'd started with that question. At first, I basically said, okay, I want to be financially independent. I want to be free of money concerns. I want to be able to do whatever I want. And I based that goal on a very simple calculation, which was a safe withdrawal rate of 4%, and then how much would we need to have invested for that to happen. And we actually reached it in 2021, and nothing changed. And then I didn't have a goal anymore because I'd already reached my goal. So I kind of made a new kind of ridiculous goal, but it wasn't particularly interesting. And so I came back to that question. What is it that I want? I really like the way Ramit Sethi talks about this. He talks about designing your rich life, which is not actually about being rich, but rather it's about deliberately filling your life with the things that you care about, the things that are important to you, and the things that make you happy. Those might be things like being able to pick up your kids from school, or being able to stay in a nice hotel when you go on holiday, or being able to drive whatever car that you wanted to drive. All of those things can be part of your rich life, that can be part of what you want. For me, I kind of came up with my next thing after I finished reading a book. So I read this fantasy book, and at the end there was kind of the author blurb, and the book wasn't actually that good. It was fine, it was an enjoyable read, but it wasn't anything special. But the author blurb blew me away, because it said parts of this book were written in Venice, and that kind of, I had this surge of electricity in my brain. I was like, I want to do that. Not so much to write a fantasy novel in Venice, but just be able to go places randomly at the drop of a hat without really having to think about it. And so that has now become my new goal. I want to be able to go anywhere in the world, anytime, and do anything I want. So that's my new goal. But what do you want? Have you ever really thought about it? Have you sat down and pictured it? So a lot of people say, yeah, I want to travel, or, I want to have the freedom to do whatever I want every day. And that's what I thought. But I got to the point, and then I didn't know what I wanted to do every day. And it sounds like a really trivial issue, but you see all sorts of people online who reached financial independence, stopped working, and then kind of got bored. And they ended up going back to work. So I do think it's worth thinking about trying to design your rich life before you get to the point where you can implement it. After all, if you don't have a really clear vision of where you want to go, you're not likely to get there. Only by being really clear on what we want can we actually take the actions that are necessary to get us there. So what do you want? Where do you want to live? What kind of home do you want? What do you want to do every day? What clothes do you want to wear? What kind of transport are you going to be using? Who are the people you're going to have around you? I really think focusing in on these questions is the next stage in my life, but I think I should have done it sooner. And maybe now you have a chance to really think about that and make sure that you're not climbing the wrong ladder. Make sure that ladder is not up against the wrong wall, so that when you get to the top, it's not where you want it to be after all. So here's my challenge to you. If money was no object, if time was no object, what would your day look like? Sit down with a notebook, a piece of paper, and just write down in as much detail as you can where you want to be. And that is the first step towards getting there.